Happy birthday! Today is the birthday celebration episode for the podcast, and I am so excited to be celebrating with all of you. And before I get into this is going to be a short episode. I just want to share some things. And before we get into all of it, it would just be so amazing if today or whenever you hear this, you could make a post or even just write me or leave a review sharing some of your favorite highlights or episodes or takeaways from the show as a way to celebrate the show and the incredible athletes who have come on to share so openly. Now, I gotta say, this sport is full of phenomenal women. And as I've been reflecting on this year, I've just really realized that the sport is full of women who care for, support, and uplift one another. Women who actively find ways to add value and help others. Women who are not afraid to be themselves or be vulnerable. Women who know their story, experiences, and expertise can help other people. These are full of women who will give without anything in return, right? They don't have any expectation to receive anything in return. They're just here to give. They're showing up for us. They're real, down to earth women. And I have connected with and met more women like this than the ones who are not this way in this sport. And this podcast was started with the intention of being the only place where IFBB bikini pros share their struggles, strategies, stories, insights, and advice in a real, raw, and vulnerable setting. As you guys know, if you listen to the intro every week. And the goal is really to educate, inspire, and remind other competitors, athletes, or the average gym goer that even the most elite professionals face hardships, health problems, mental obstacles, and other adversities. And, we love to talk about our wins, our success, and fun experiences, weird experiences, goofy ones too. We share laughs, cries, and even strange stories. So, I'd love to hear some of your favorite, and it would just be awesome to be able to reflect with you and celebrate with you. Our commonalities as competitors and women bring us together, but it's every single woman's unique quirks, experiences, and endeavors that really bring us closer. And I'd love to know if that resonates with you and if you know what I'm talking about, because I'm personally just so grateful for every one of you who tunes in, whether it's only every once in a while, maybe this is your first episode, or every single week religiously. I appreciate you. And I have a deep love and sincere appreciation also for those of you who screenshot that you're listening, sharing what you love, or even messaging me to tell me how much the podcast has helped you, inspired you, or even changed your life. And I know there's been a lot of athletes on this show who received those incredible messages too. And it means so much. It really does. We do this for you guys, and it's just amazing. So, I consider what I do, for this show as the host and as the creator is a privilege. And I honor this privilege by investing a lot of time and energy into every single episode, along with the production of the show as a whole, right? From finding the athletes, reaching out to them, following up with them, getting them onto the form, making sure they fill it out, getting them on the calendar, and then creating the episodes. I really want to tailor it to each individual athlete because, like I said, it is our unique traits that really bring us together, right? They connect us. So another thank you to those of you who have become patrons on patreon.com/celestialfit and are subscribing a certain amount of money every month to help the production. It doesn't go unnoticed, especially as I'm working to roll out even more epicness with this show, from Coaches Week coming up next month to making sure I have an interview every week this year, and even events. An appreciation to those of you who bought apparel or are currently buying apparel. And, my vision for the impact of this podcast is that it becomes a must listen for competitors. And those who aren't listening immediately find it and do listen and then fall in love with it when they first hear it. And while I've been told by many people it's already at this level, I can't wait till we have even more people downloading every month. And, I'm recording this a little bit in advance, but I will say we have hit well over 45,000 unique downloads since the launch. And That does not include how many people have listened. It doesn't include across every single platform. This is just the downloads alone. And with the growing consistency, the numbers have really been rising. And to me, the numbers aren't just insights and stats for me to use in my business or for growing the show or improving. It's a physical representation of an impact that's being made. That means so much to me. Not to mention over 100 reviews on iTunes that, you guys, it touches my heart every time I read them. And sometimes I'll just go back and open them and be like, this is why I do it. This is why it's important to show up. This is why I need to follow up with them. This is why I have to commit this time, because it means so much to me. And I didn't even start this podcast with any intentions of it impacting my life or business. Obviously, a big part of it came from a selfish side of me going, well, success leaves clues. I want to become an IFBB pro. And I vividly remember I was running on the treadmill in my garage and I got off and I was like, dang, I wonder if pros ever struggle like this or what they think about while they're running. And it hit me. I could start a podcast and ask them. And, I've done a lot of business mentorship and growth in my business. And prior to this, I wasn't serving bikini competitors. I was really focused on the general population of women, and I still help those women too. But, when I started the podcast, I had no idea I'd ever transition into really, really serving bikini competitors. And I will say that, I've grown with this show, and the show has taught me so much, and it's revealed pains to me in the industry. A lot of the ones that I've experienced, and realizing so many people are experiencing them. And that's why this show resonates so much. And it's opened my eyes to the fact that I absolutely love the bikini competitor world. I love talking to you ladies, serving you all, coaching you, and really am on a mission to make a massive splash in this niche, I guess you could say. And to be really transparent, I mean, this podcast is all about transparency. And I've cried in my room countless amounts of times. I've cried on walks. I've cried on the treadmill. I have bawled every time I think about the pains that competitors are experiencing and how much I am committed to helping you move through them. And that's why it's so important to me that I have this show and I continue to invest in it. And I want everyone to know that my intentions and motivation are from the depths of my soul's purpose and mission. And I am here to make a lasting difference. And I hope you all know that and feel that, which I'm sure you do based on the messages I get. And I really want you to know, like, I am so thankful for you investing your time into me. This is really a birthday celebration about you guys. This podcast couldn't be possible necessarily without the listeners. There were plenty of times where I remember in the beginning, it was like, I can't get anyone to say yes, or all these people said yes, but then no one's filling out the form and I need them to do that. And then there were times where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have an episode for this week or that week or this week. And then, oh my gosh, there's these other things coming out. And it was crazy. I was in my head. And, I'm just grateful for those of you who have invested in this show and who have sent me such amazing, incredible messages about it. And thank you, for that. And thank you for investing your time into me. Thank you to those of you who have expressed interest in the event. Join my Peace Through Growth joined my Peace Through Growth program, for making peace with food, your body, and your goals in the improvement season. I love you guys. It's so awesome working with you. It's a deep pleasure for me. And it's a privilege. So for those of you who have gone through my Food Freedom for Competitors Journaling and Discovery program, what a journey. In 4 weeks, some of you, even just in 2 weeks, have completely shifted your relationship with food. And I could not be more proud and grateful and happy for you. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, read my content, and really look forward to it. For those of you who are subscribed, downloading every week, it means so much to me. Those of you who are tuning in on long road trips or during your cardio sessions when you're sweating it out and putting your heart and soul into what you're doing because you want to be at the top too, or you just want to grow yourself, or you want to achieve your goals and experience success in your own way. And maybe that is just completing another 5 minutes on the stairs. Whatever it is, I appreciate you. And I've had so much fun the past year, and I honestly can't even believe what's to come of this show. I really can't. And I just hope you're as excited and ready for it as me. And if you have any guest recommendations or show topics or questions, or you want more info on the events or programs, or you're looking to sponsor the show, sometimes we get businesses that might want to sponsor. So you can contact me through my website or Instagram. Again, the website is www.celestial.fit. If you guys are looking for like a whole archive of all the episodes, it's going to be there, celestial.fit/podcast. You can also contact me through Instagram at celestial_fit. I try to keep it simple and keep it easy. I always think, wow, what's going to happen though if I want to change my Instagram handle? But anyway, that's a story for another time. And I also want to say it's really cool when you guys reach out and say, well, you should do like an interview of you, or you've done all these different things. And it would be cool to hear your perspective on stuff. And honestly, you guys, that means so much to me. And I really try to get a lot of value and information into the episodes, of course. This is really a platform for the pro athletes, and I want you all to be able to hear them and benefit. But I also want to share my values and my goals and my beliefs and my coaching philosophies and the knowledge and expertise that I've gained. And for those of you who don't know, I'll share just a little bit because I want to be interviewed on this show when I'm a pro. I ain't going to interview myself anytime before then. And I'm sure once I am a pro, I don't know how I'm going to choose someone to interview me. That's going to be interesting. Maybe I'll just have you all submit questions. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Anywho, I don't even remember where I was going with that, but oh yeah, I'm a NASM certified personal trainer since 2015. I started my own business in 2015 as an online coach, and then it really blossomed and grew from there into more mindset and self-love and confidence coaching and food freedom and wellness development. And how did all this happen? Well, did my first show, had a terrible rebound, gained 30 pounds in 3 weeks, and then I was like, fitness is about building more than just a body. And that's when my mission hit me. It was like, I'm here to help people build more than just a body. And at the time, I was studying clinical nutrition and dietetics, and I had just gotten my associate's in science degree, and I was pretty much emphasizing a lot of those courses ahead of time. And that was where my focus was. And then I did like a whole year almost, I think. It might have been like 6 to 8 months of clinical nutrition and dietetic studies. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I just kept feeling a pull away from it. It just wasn't me. I knew I wanted to help people with psychology, and I wanted to help people with how they feel about themselves and food and their goals and their body. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. All of this, from competition prep to living your life, it all starts in the mind. It all starts with how you feel about yourself. And there's so many intricacies to that. And that's where I shifted. And now I have my bachelor's degree in psychology, and I love to combine all my knowledge to serve at a high level. And for competitors, that really comes down to making peace with food, your body, and your goals at all seasons, at every level. No one is immune to that, right? Sometimes we get hit with things and struggles we didn't even know or expect would ever hit us as competitors. And that's where it's really important to be aware. And I love that you guys come here to listen and learn from all these other amazing competitors and athletes and eventually coaches. And maybe, I don't know where else the podcast could go. It's going to be awesome. And you learn and grow with us. And that is so cool. And I learned so much from you guys too. When you reach out to me or post about it, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I follow all these hashtags with bikini competitors so I can see what you guys are going through or dealing with, so that I can create better content on this show and on my Instagram. So let's make it another great year. It's going to be awesome. And make sure to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Please share this with your teammates and friends. And of course, don't forget to let us know your favorite parts, why you listen, or what's been the best part of having this podcast for you. And you could do that on social media, in the review section, or even just private message myself or any of the amazing athletes who have made an impact. I mean, how cool would it be if you came on a show, and I know because I've been on a few podcasts and you get messages, it's amazing, but you go on a podcast and you open up your heart, you open up your story, and then you get a flood of messages. Maybe not immediately, but even months down the road. Imagine if you guys went back and looked at every single episode that we've had that you've listened to or, binge listened to, and reached out to those athletes and just said, hey, I really appreciated when you brought this up. Or this stood out to me because of that, or I've been through this. And you might be thinking, they won't open it, they won't read it. How do you think I got them on this show? They're very loving, open people. Like I said at the very beginning, women here are phenomenal in this sport. They care for, support, and uplift one another. They actively find ways to add value and help others. They're not afraid to be themselves or be vulnerable. They share their story, experiences, and expertise to help others without expecting anything in return. They're real, down-to-earth women. And they'll appreciate it. So with so much love and appreciation for all of you, I hope that you have an amazing, say it with me now, you probably know it, an amazing rest of your day, night, or morning, wherever you are in the world while you're listening to this podcast. Just make it awesome.